Hello everyone. I am Amir and today I am going to investigate and revise a terrible criminal case for you. Forget everything you've heard about serial killers. Forget the various movies, podcasts, and various media stories that told the stories of notorious psychopathic killers like Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer. Crime Cases intends to show you what kind of psychological people exist in the world beyond all these names. 18-year-old Robert Bever believed that the society he lives in is useless and somehow he wanted to become the hero of the story of the bad guys. His younger brother, Michael, had followed Robert's path and wanted to do everything his brother had planned. Even if it costs the life of his family. Bever's neighbors said that this family of 9 was very quiet and isolated. They lived in a big house in Oklahoma. David, the father of this family, got married when his wife Apron was 15 years old. David worked in the IT department. His co-workers described him as a quiet and calm man. His supervisor, Lisa Wolf, said that he was a very good man and was always calm. Now let's go to one of the children of this family who dreamed of becoming famous. Robert would do anything to achieve his evil desires. He had only one way to fulfill his desires and that way was to get help from his younger brother. On July 22, 2015, a shocking call was made to 911, and after this important call, the police went to the scene. The scenes that the police encountered were horrific. A sea of blood covered the front door. They heard a 13-year-old girl who was saying, "Save me." This little girl had been stabbed many times and even more terrifying than that, her throat had been cut. Robert Bever, who was no more than a teenager at that time, with the help of his brother, 5 of the members he killed his own family in a brutal way. Now let's watch the video uploaded by these 2 brothers on YouTube to get to know them better. Over time, Robert became interested in murder and began to watch the stories of famous serial killers. Little by little, these 2 brothers, Robert and Michael, shared their thoughts on how to commit mass murder. The pair read Ted Bundy's stories. And Richard Ramirez somehow made an idol out of them and talked to each other about their interest in becoming famous and killing their family. It is also said that Robert and Michael thought about making a video of killing their family and wanted to upload the video to YouTube. For example, they saw a video in which a 21-year-old boy hates society and believes that he should kill as many people as possible to reduce the population and restore balance to society. The important thing that Robert's family did not understand was that Robert was buying guns and ammunition. It is interesting to know that these 2 brothers did not even know how to drive, but according to the conversations they had together, their intention was to travel around the world and bring more people to kill to become a famous serial killer. These 2 brothers planned to kill their family members one by one. Their plan was to wait until the whole family was asleep and then Michael was going to quietly shoot his father in the head with a small crossbow. Then they were going to go room to room and kill the rest of the family with a knife to kill. Time passed and passed until this fateful night came. Around 11 p.m. on July 22, 2015, Michael and Robert were in their room when they decided to carry out the plan they had in mind. They went to the living room and told their sister Crystal that they wanted something inside the computer. As soon as their sister entered the room, Michael attacked his sister and cut his sister's throat from behind. Robert thought that by cutting Crystal's throat, she would die silently, but he did not know the action movies he had seen. She had been lied to for a lifetime, and Crystal started screaming and yelling as much as she could. After screaming and yelling, Crystal ran away with her condition and left the house. When Aprin saw this situation, he tried to call the police very quickly, but at the same moment, his son Robert stabbed him in the neck and brutally killed him. The house of this family had turned into hell. When Robert killed his mother, he left the house and pulled Crystal back and asked Michael for help to take Crystal inside. They took Crystal inside the house and locked the door. Christopher, the youngest son of this family, when he saw this terrible situation, he and his younger sister Victoria went to the bathroom and locked the door. But Michael went behind the bathroom door and pretended that he wanted to escape from Robert's hand and take care of his brother and sister. His little one said to let him enter the bathroom. Unfortunately, Christopher was fooled and opened the door. Michael entered the bathroom and killed his little brother and sister in a horrible and cruel way. His other brother, Daniel, was inside their father's office and locked the door. This was the office next to the bathroom where his younger siblings were killed. That was when Daniel called 911.
Broken Arrow 911. Hello?
Oh, my brother's attacking my family.
Your dad is attacking your family?
No, my brother.
Okay, who's attacking your family?
What?
Who's attacking your family?
Yes.
Who is it? Do they Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, what's going on there? What's going on there? Hello? Hello?
Michael again used the same method he used for Christopher to open the door for Daniel, and unfortunately Daniel was also fooled, and when Daniel opened the door, Michael grabbed the phone and broke it. It was at that moment that Michael told Robert that one is for you, and Robert stabbed Daniel several times with a knife and killed Daniel. You may be wondering where David, the father of the family, was. After the bloodbath that started inside the house, David, who was sleeping upstairs, finally woke up and came downstairs. When David went to Robert, it was there that Robert hit his father's chest, and after these blows, David died. Fell to the ground. The sad part of the story is that when his father was lying on the ground, Robert kept stabbing his father until finally David died too. Finally, after these events, Robert and Michael took their backpacks and fled through the back door. The police arrived at the scene, and when they knocked on the door, they heard a faint voice from inside the house saying, "Help me." After hearing this, the police opened the door. He broke and faced the blood bath that had entered the house. After seeing Crystal, the policeman quickly took her to the hospital. Despite the multiple stab wounds, slit throat and heavy blood loss, she was quickly operated on and luckily she survived. 52-year-old David, the father of the family, was stabbed 28 times on the back of his neck, chest, and abdomen. 44-year-old Aprin, the mother of the family, was stabbed 48 times on the face, neck, arm, chest, and abdomen. 12-year-old Daniel was stabbed 21 times in the back of his neck, head and chest. 7-year-old Christopher was stabbed 21 times in the back, neck and head. 5-year-old Victoria was stabbed 23 times in her back, neck, face, chest and stomach. After seeing the condition of the house and finding out the details of this case, the police felt as if they had entered the scene of a horror movie. The police took Aprin and David to paramedics, but the couple were pronounced dead at the same moment. The police went to the bathroom and found the bodies of Victoria and Christopher. Unfortunately, they had been killed by multiple stab wounds. Jack Smith, one of the police officers in this case, said after seeing the scene that it was the worst thing he had ever seen. The police checked the rooms one by one. When they reached the last room, they found a little girl in a crib was sleeping and not moving. When the police examined the child, they found that he was unharmed. 2-year-old Ape-Man was in a deep sleep all that time, and fortunately Robert and Michael had forgotten about him before running away. It is interesting to know that according to the plan drawn by Michael and Robert, they were supposed to cut off the head of their 2-year-old sister, which fortunately it didn't happen. Finally, the police dogs started to find these two devils. Michael and Robert had escaped through the back door, so the police dogs smelled the tracks of these two people and followed them until they found them quickly. In the photos you see now, it is clear that these two brothers were running away when the police dogs attacked them and injured them. The police took pictures of these two devils to record the evidence. The dark point of these photos is that Michael has a neutral face and as if nothing happened, and on the other hand, you can see Robert's face, who looks at the camera with a happy and smiling face, as if he saw all his family members have committed murder. When the police caught Michael and Robert looked at Michael and said that he is very happy for what we did and I am proud of myself. According to the police, Robert had a failed suicide in prison. He had put it around his neck and was tied to the bed. He tried to commit suicide, but he did not succeed. Finally, these two evil brothers were sentenced to life imprisonment for 5 counts of first-degree murder and using a deadly weapon.
And so she fell down and started screaming.
Yeah, well, I kept stabbing her. I kind of freaked out because, I wasn't planning on
Were you
this.
saying anything, or,
I just stood there.
Okay.
And then Mom came in, yelling, called the police. And then he went over and stabbed her.
Then he stabbed her?
Yeah, he probably stabbed her, pushed her, further down the hallway. And got up and ran.
Okay.
She ran out the door.
So she sat down at your desk, and he slit her throat, you said?
Well, she was standing at my desk and came up behind and slit her throat, and she fell down screaming.
And then he stabbed her some more? When he was stabbing her some more, where was he stabbing her?
Her neck.
Oh, her neck.
Her neck and her stomach.
Stomach, okay.
And then my mom came in and she started yelling, call the police, get Dad. And then he came over and started attacking her. He actually got up and ran out the field too.
Wow.
And once Mom was on the ground, he got up and started chasing after her.
And what were you doing?
Standing.
Did you come out in the hallway?
No, I was just standing in my room and the process, I don't know what I was doing. And then I went back down and and Daniel and Christopher locked himself in bed through Daniel locked himself in Dad's office.
Okay.
And then I finally got both of them into Joe, because they thought I wanted in there.
But they were in different rooms?
Yeah, they're right next to each other. Right?
Oh, I see.
And then Robert went in and stabbed him, and they went in and stabbed Christopher. That's when I stabbed Christopher.
So when he stabbed Daniel, where did he stab
I
Daniel?
think he shanked him in the neck, and then Daniel ran off, and so he went in. Started attacking Christopher.
So Daniel got stabbed in the neck and ran off?
Yeah,
Where did you run to?
he ran into the family room. Mom ended up, she was laying on the ground yelling, call 911.
Okay. And he stopped in there?
Yeah, he collapsed in there, and then Michael came in and started stabbing him in the chest.
Oh, I see.
And then
You may be wondering why Robert wanted to kill his family. According to a detective, Robert said after his arrest that he planned to kill his family after the age of 13. He was even working and saving money to buy the tools needed for that terrible plan. Detectives testified in court that Robert was a serial killer and believed that killing more than one person made him like God. The only happy thing about this case is that Crystal is now 22 years old and is completely healthy, and her little sister Ape-Man is now 10 years old and both have been adopted by the same family. Well friends, thank you for being with me until the end of this video. Please subscribe to the channel and set the bell to all so that you will be notified as soon as the new video is released. I am waiting for your likes and comments about this terrible case.